Hello, viewers. It's Cynthia Michael from Screen Reviews, bringing you a new podcast from my segment called The Boruto Review. And like always, I always speak very loudly, very clearly, and very slowly in case you don't understand me. Also, I'll try to do my best not to be so hard during this audio podcast recording as well, not to cause any audio feedback as well. And finally, if you're under 18, this audio podcast recording will change your adult language. Once again, if you're under 18, this audio podcast recording will change your adult language. Now, if you're over 18, that means you're good to watch this podcast, this audio podcast recording. So anyway, basically, I'm sorry for the late review. The coronavirus is, I've been practicing social distancing and whatnot, so basically I'm sorry for the late review of this episode. So basically, but again, this coronavirus, I'm taking this seriously, even though it kind of sucks, I'm practicing social distancing, but, you gotta be safe, you gotta be safe out there. So anyway, once again, I'm sorry for the late review on this latest episode of Boruto, I've been practicing social distancing, kind of drove me off my timetable and whatnot. So basically, sorry for the late review. So anyway, let's get to the latest episode of Boruto. So basically, the episode starts off with more. So basically, it starts off with Boruto having. It starts off with Boruto having a dream of what Momoshiki told him, when they connected into about Boruto's eyes, saying that your eyes is going to be your destruction and whatnot. So basically, Boruto woke up from his dream after remembering what Momoshiki said to him about his black Byakugan eye. Like, your eye is gonna be destruction of you. And he woke up and looked at the mark on his hand. Look at the mark on his hand, the same hand that he used to do to Rasengan, and got rid of Momoshiki once and for all, and left a mark on his hand. So anyway, Boruto basically during the mission, Boruto was not really paying attention to the plan. So basically, they were just chasing out some bad guys who just robbed the bank. So basically, the plan was to follow on. So basically, the plan was to let the bad guys escape and follow them to their headquarters. But Boruto was too distracted of what Momoshiki said to him way back about his black Byakugan eye being his destruction and whatnot. So basically, Boruto wasn't really paying attention to the plan and thought, and basically, when the bad guys were about to escape, Mishiki and Shirada was like, good, now we can follow the bad guys back to the hideout. But Boruto was not paying attention, and stopped to get bad guys from escaping. So basically, Shirada was like, what the hell's wrong with you? Like, you've been acting all weird. And whatnot. You lucky this is a C-rank mention, not a B-rank mention. So basically, after Chirata yelled at Boruto, was done yelling at Boruto, but Boruto was still kind of was thinking about what Momoshiki said about him and his black Byakugan eye being his that it'll get cause him he's destined to have a pretty much destructive life where he wants his black with his black Byakugan eye. So anyway, meanwhile, turns out that the laser game is still active. So basically, after the fourth intel that Colonel, who was really disguised as the leader of the major gang, gave Naruto and his intelligent people more information. The major gang is still active. They still go around causing problems and whatnot, robbing people and shit like that, blah blah blah. So basically, I think Boruto's people realized that maybe somehow they got that Kyle might have screwed them over or whatnot. Maybe it was the forced intel and whatnot. So anyway, but on top of that, Naruto was waiting for the feudal lord of the land of fire, the fire field lord, the future lord of fire, to come to the village and discuss the problem with the major gang. So basically, the feudal lord showed up at the train station along with his son and butler. Now his son's name is Tento. As for his butler, I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name. I'm just going to call him the butler. So anyway, Tento was Sai was there to meet the feudal lord, but Sai didn't know that the feudal lord was going to be traveling with his son, and butler, his son. So basically, Tento turns out that Tento likes to collect ninja info cards. So basically, he recognized Sai he recognized who Sai was on his info card. So basically, Tento's father said, I want you to stay. I'm going to go take care of some business. I'm going with Sai to go take care of some business. Why don't you guys go around the city, go see the village. So basically, Tento and his butler, went to go see the hidden leaf village, and also told them that Tento is looking for a card to complete his collection. Turned out he's looking to where Naruto Okage 7 card. So basically, that card that that rare card that Naruto, and sort of in Ninetale mode, that card and shit. Yeah, that card. That's the card he needs to complete his current collection. So anyway, meanwhile, at the candy shop somewhere, so basically, we see Boruto, Mitsuki, Sarada, Chozo, Energen, Shikudao, and Ribe, at that little candy shop, and Boruto was spending his money once again on buying ninja info cards. So basically, Boruto was looking to his sister card, but he just kept on pulling the card of his father, that's the card that Tento wanted. So basically, Boruto was like, screw it, I'm just gonna go to the burger. I'm just gonna go to the Thunder Burger and just get me something to eat. So basically, Chozo, Sarada, and Mitsuki went with Boruto to the Thunder Burger restaurant, while the others just stayed there, and Boruto gave him the card of his father, and the rare Ninetale Hokage Naruto card to Ribe and whatnot. So anyway, Tento showed up with his butler, and the butler asked how many info cards how many cases of info how many cases of info cards did she have? Turns out she had 30 cases. So basically, he was about to write all 30 but he was about to buy over 30 cases, and that's when he saw Rebay with the card that he wanted to complete his collection. So basically, Tento, did his best to, in his own way, ask Rebay to. Asked eBay like, I want to buy that car off you, how much you want. So basically, like, eBay said no, even though he already had like 6 of those shits. I believe this is his 6th Naruto card that he got too. So basically, like, eBay was like, eBay Energy and Shikadao decides to go to the dumpling jar, and that's when Tento decides to came up with the idea. So basically, when Rebay and others came to the dumplings. The dumpling restaurant, turns out that Tento bought the whole dumpling restaurant. So basically, like, when Rebay so basically, we was trying to order some dumplings, but the lady said like, "Oh, I can't sell you any dumplings. I can't sell you any dumplings until the new owner tells me to." So basically, like, Tento said, "If you want any dumplings, if you want to buy any dumplings, all you got to do is just give me that card. You can have all the dumplings you want." And Rebay refused, and he tried to go to the Thunder Burger restaurant. So basically, just like at the dumpling restaurant, Tento bought the Thunder Burger restaurant, and the employee at the restaurant refused to sell Rebay and others anything because of Tento being the new owner. So basically. Tento said that, all you have to do is, like, if you want a hamburger and french fries, all you got to do is just give me this card, give me the card, and, I'll be out your hair. So basically, we refused to say no, and he got in the kid's face, and, like, got into the kid's face. He was about to hit Tento, but lucky Boruto showed up. It's like, like, stop Rebay from hitting Tento, even though nobody knows who Tento is. So basically, like, they don't know that Tento is the future Lord's son. So basically, if Rebay would have known, that Tento was the future Lord of Fire's son, he would not even lift a hand against Tento. So he would have been giving him the card already. So anyway, Boruto was like, kind of gave Tento a lecture, like, because you rich and whatnot, you could just force people to get what you want and whatnot, and basically, so basically Boruto, after hearing Boruto's name, so basically he recognized Boruto. So basically, Rebay, called Boruto by his name, and Tito know who Boruto is. He is the son of Naruto Uzumaki. So basically, it's like, he decided to. So basically, as what, he just like, he decided to change his mind about getting the card from Rebay. Instead, he has a new idea. So basically, the next day, Boruto reported to the Kage office and meet up with what Konohamaru, and when he came there, he saw Konohamaru with Tento, and found out that Tento is the son of the future Lord of Fire. So basically, like, I did not know. I just thought he was just another normal rich kid. So basically, turns out that Tento had made a request. He wants you to be his bodyguard while he's busy in the leaf bridge. So basically, Boruto was like, So basically, like Boruto was not happy about the situation, but Kohan was saying that he is the son of the future. He's the son of the future Lord of Fire. Your father is having some very serious conversation, having a very conversation as to having a very important conversation. So basically, Kohan was just saying that you will have no at this point in time, if you piss him off, his father's gonna get pissed off. That's not gonna be good for you to the village. So basically, Koha in its own words, just like basically you're fucked. So basically, so basically, Kento was was kind of in his own way apologizing for his actions from yesterday, and he was looking forward to Boruto, to bodyguard him and whatnot. But so I think it was a few minutes somewhere outside the village, we see a group of men planning to planning to, for up to no goal, planning to kidnap somebody. So basically, it's most likely it's the Meiji game outside the Hidden Leaf Village. Look like them. I believe according to the episode, it kind of cut off. So basically, it took me a minute to find the whole episode to watch this shit. And it turns out the Meiji game might be there to kidnap. It might be there to kidnap Tento or maybe the Fear Lord. So basically, so basically that's how the episode ended. With Boruto was kind of stuck with Bodyguard and Tento, and while the Meiji game plots to kidnap Tento, or try to kidnap Tento, and that's how the episode ended. Outside of so basically a small group of major gang members of this outside the Hidden Leaf Village, plotting to kidnap Tento. So basically, it doesn't make sense for them to kidnap the Hero Lord because he's going to be heavily guarded. So basically, this most likely Tento is going to be the one to get kidnapped by the Mage Gang, whatnot, and that's how the episode ended. So anyway, once again, I'm sorry for review. This coronavirus is kind of a bummer, but we have to, I've been practicing social distancing and whatnot, but, we have to, hopefully that we can get through this whole virus outbreak. So basically, I hope all you viewers out there, be safe out there, do the best to, keep yourself protected from this virus, but just don't go overboard and hoard tissue and shit like that. So anyway, what do you guys think about this episode? What do you think? Was it good? Was it bad? Or was it just okay? Please let me know what the comments below this podcast. So anyway, Sister Cynthia Michael from School Review, sign off. One.